This video is sponsored by Renaissance Bank, the best bank in the South. Hey, what's up? Matt Wyatt here. Look, I know January 1 seems like an eternity ago, but State fans, here you go. Long time coming. Film study, Mississippi State, Iowa in the Outback Bowl. How did Iowa win the game? Like, stats won't tell you the story of the game. They were really steady and just waited around for State to kind of make some mistakes, and that's kind of what happened. State dominated the statistical categories in the game, but Iowa won the game. They won the most important stat. Let's take a look. Pressure from State's defense. Keep your eye on Jeffrey Simmons, 94, defensive tackle. Just sidesteps the double team, free to the QB. I said double team. I think it was intended to be. You look at center and left guard. Almost a little bit of a bust. If you look at 59 left guard, he's looking inside on the snap, which just almost on alignment, then puts him on the inside shoulder of Simmons. That's an easy swim. Now he's beat. Center's trying to recover, sees it, no chance. On offense here, read for a quarterback. Interesting way to kind of read that outside, that sweep. Read the defensive end instead of the linebacker. Gets to the next level, big first down. They just changed it up a little bit. You saw this a lot throughout the year, and that is, sweep or kind of that outside option, quarterback reading it. And a lot of times they would actually read a linebacker on the next level. So they'd block the front and then read somebody on the next level would determine whether you're giving outside or keeping it if you're the QB. This time they switch it up, though. Because of formation, you're going to lead here, also here, and so everything play side is going to be blocked up. So what they're doing, if you look, quarterback actually has his eyes on the unblocked defensive end. So you got sweep motion or sweep action, but he's reading the defensive end of that side and going to block the linebacker up on the next level. So at least that's what it looks like. End just kind of hangs in there, and so quarterback decides to keep the football, and here you go. Now, it could be called play for all we know, but lucky he was reading it to me. Anyway, big run. 6-3 ball game. State on top early here in the second quarter, but play action gets a guy open, busting the coverage, and Iowa, who'd been running the ball, trying to, eventually gets that play action they wanted. You see there, that's 38 Abram who's chasing him. He's a really good football player, but just a bust right here. State lines up in man-to-man with a free safety. It's obviously man-free on 1st and 10. The other man responsibility is the nickel safety walking down, and that would be the H-back, his responsibility in man-to-man. So what you do know is this is the responsibility right here. And if you watch, it's like initially you're trying to guess here from this angle, but it looks like initially he puts his eyes on his man. But then as soon as you get a mesh point back there in play action, now you can see he's looking there at the run game. Kind of just gets caught looking in the backfield. So, and then one step, he's out of position, and now you can't catch him. So Iowa was patient. They had nothing going, and then they hit the big play. Iowa comes back, causes a turnover. Outside rush defensive end, goes around the tackle, free to the QB, and knocks the ball out and recovered by Iowa. One quick thing I did notice about it is if you look, State's not really accounting for all four down and the one linebacker. So this is a five-man rush, but look how it's blocked. So first of all, two receivers. The back is involved in play action, but then is going to release on a route straight ahead. So you only have five linemen in the protection, in the call, against potentially five coming. So four down and a linebacker. So here's what I mean. It's hard to see, but we obviously know this is one-on-one where Iowa wins on defensive end. But also if you look, you've got a defensive tackle and a linebacker right here on your left guard, and the guard has no help. So the left guard, Williams, is blocking a tackle to the ground, but that linebacker who's coming, there's nobody to help. And what has happened on the play side is running backs releasing after the fake. You got an offensive tackle, an offensive guard, and a center all working over here against only two rushers. So on the front side, it's basically 3 or 4 on 2, but over here on the back side, it's outnumbered. You got 2 offensive linemen versus 3 coming, and that's 5 on 5. So whether it's design or a call or something, it's just not good protection all the way around. So right after the turnover, they come down here, 4-man route. Bottom of your screen, runs a one-on-one out route, catches it, gets it in for the touchdown. All right, so here's the route. They're going to clear on the inside and then run out routes, out breaks off the hashes right inside of that. And State, against this tight end, kind of stack them tight formation defensively, their call is a man-to-man call with a free safety back here. So it's a man-free call. If you look, trying to jam that outside receiver at the line of scrimmage and kind of misses on that. Okay, so right off, he's got position who's actually going to get open for the out. Also, if you look, double verticals, both of these one-on-one out breaks are actually going to be wide open. So whichever side he had chosen to go to, you got one wide open up top, you're opening the boundary, so both guys get open. Good throw and catch. Later, more pressure from State, going to bring Abram, the nickel safety, off the hash. And also, here comes Sweat one-on-one off the edge, a kind of pinch back there. So you see how it happens for the defense. It's just a 5-man rush. Get to the quarterback pretty easily. Protection for Iowa is actually 7-man protect. 5 linemen and both backs, H-back and tight end, are both going to be, H-back and tailback are both in on it. It shows you how much respect I think they have for Jeffrey Simmons in this game, this particular call. So right here you have right guard, right tackle that are double-teaming Jeffrey Simmons. And then on the backside, you got a double team on that end. So this particular call, it doesn't make a ton of sense because you're going to peel back with that H-back and expect to block Montez Sweat coming off the edge, a potential first-rounder. And then the back is supposed to be one-on-one with a blitzing Jonathan Abram, another potential first-rounder. So what you get is 5 linemen on 3 defensive linemen. So a double on Simmons, a double on the other end, and you're going to one-on-one this back here around the quarterback, and State just gets the better of it. Third quarter for Iowa, empty bunch formation. They're going to run out of there with the tight end. They're going to flat route to the sideline underneath and try to bring number 2 behind the tight end and kind of hook up right there in the middle. If you get zone, maybe find that throwing lane. You don't get to see it much. Pressure and throw it right to the linebacker. This is a big play for State. Willie Gay with the interception. The quarterback does a really nice job not letting it be a touchdown there. Again, can't see the whole route, but obviously right here is Gay who's going to make the play. And that's just a coaching point, but it's a pretty good example of a quarterback. Sometimes you get caught making a mistake of looking for or at your own receiver instead of watching defenders and throwing and reading away from defenders. Again, good example. His eyes are on his guy the whole time. He's not really reading the defense. He's trying to see his own player, and that won't work. Eyes have got to be on defenders, and you throw the ball away from them. Smart play by Willie Gay. Jumps it based on the eyes of the QB. So the scoring play, a little quick pitch down here, reading it on the goal line. Get it to him. An excellent run by the tailback. One of those effort plays by Kylan Hill. You look what Iowa does. They go 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers there, 4-3, and they man-free it down here. I mean, it's man-to-man across, and it's not really even like man-free because there's no free safety. It's just that, you got a guy back there in the middle. But it's man-to-man coverage is the way they're going to look at this. Again, maybe a straight call pitch, but it looks like he may be reading that end man right there who's coming off the edge. And with his action here, it's a clear pitch. It could be one of those things. If he is reading it, if a guy goes outside, he could fake pitch and keep it back inside, which we saw them try to do on the goal line later in the game. All right, so right now you've got it designed like you want, and now it's one-on-one football, defender versus ball carrier. Excellent cutback. Now out in the field, here's that same little pitch action, and this time it's a keep for QB. Reads it, fakes pitch, and then keeps. And then it's about just a great individual effort by a heck of a player, Fitzgerald, breaking a bunch of tackles, tight end blocking downfield, gets him in the end zone. You go back and look, they line up in a 4-3 and balance the field. And what I mean by that is, sure, there's different terms for it, but linebackers underneath defenders out here in the middle of the field, even though the ball is on the left hash, so kind of balancing the field. So they give them a two safety look off screen to begin with. Just before the snap, they're rotating it. So safety walking down, corners are going to drop, and they rotate to a cover 3 if they got past. But with him walking down, you're going to get what is essentially Mike linebacker coming off the edge to the play side. So it's not a bad defensive call to the field because they do get a rush from the linebacker off the edge in the face of the play. But the quarterback gives a little bit of a fake, Fitz does, and so it just kind of gets him out of position, makes him hold up. It's a great instinctual thing on Fitzgerald's part. So now I've totally eliminated him. And then it's just about, where's the whole run to daylight? Example here of a great ball carrier. You got 3 defenders, one being blocked, one on his shoulder, another free right here, 1, 2, 3 with a shot at him. And he gets out of there by breaking a tackle. And then here comes another. That's 2 there that had a shot at him. He's able to break that tackle. A third or fourth. And great team football for Rod Green out front. Find somebody and lock them up, drive them down the field, and that's the reason you score. State's trying to run a little screen here to the slot man, and they get pressure on that side and throw it into a tip and then a pick, so an interception. So it'll be twice now in this game if they turn it over on their own end of the field, down here once in the first half, once here. You look at what Iowa has done against this empty look, is they give it a man-to-man look with a safety way back here off the screen. So on alignment, first of all, the call makes it tough on this play. Now, again, on design, if defensive end is fast upfield and it's heavy rush, this actually could be a really good call and slip him right underneath on this play and have a screen. But what happens is they sense it. I mean, first of all, his eyes are already here. He's drifting. He's not in the pocket. And so, maybe that's a tell. So, you're free here because of the screen. You're turning him loose. But that linebacker who lined up off the edge is now kind of sensing something's going on. He holds up right there at the tackle. And right here, quarterback's trying to unload it to his guy. But even if this guy doesn't tip it, you still have a defender who's right here in the throwing lane. And this play is just kind of dead from the start. And so down here they score. It's not a screen. It's not a pick play, but it could be just like a screen with blockers out in front, design one route to one guy. The reason you say, it could be screened, I don't know how they call it, but it's definitely blocking going on here and here. It's not an attempt to run a route, and they're going to slip him on this out route behind it. So for it to be a legal play, he would have to catch this ball behind the line of scrimmage with, that and that happening. Now, they can block after he's caught the ball, obviously. So ball's just being thrown. You got contact and blocking going on out here on the edge, and then you're going to get a tackle right there on the safety, Jonathan Abram. Kind of hooks him and then drives him into the ground. Now, again, referee's looking down the line. He can see that the ball is probably just past the line of scrimmage. Block here, tackle here, and get away with it, and you're in the end zone. Here they go, play action, get Guidry on top of the defense open behind the safety. A little toss sweep, good pocket, and then he's behind the defense. Gets tripped up at the 1. And it turned out to actually be a huge play to trip him up right there because State was unable to punch it in. But back to the play, you look, 2 high safeties. So the key on the route itself is tight end runs vertical across the face of the safety, and it pulled him over there. He saw that, and so you're able to beat the corner outside. That's what makes a route happen. Good protection up front, 5-on-4, plenty of time. And he's open back there, puts it on him. Again, you can't understate the importance right here of the defender being able to trip him up, get him down at the 1, because State ran 3 plays down here and couldn't punch it in. Right here, that little toss action quarterback keeps, and they read it and stuff him on 3rd down. If you go back and look, the guy who essentially makes the play right there is play side linebacker. I think he's, either middle or could be play side. What happens is you get double on the end or combo on the end from right guard, right tackle, and 51 I think is then supposed to get up to the next level and pick up play side. But instead he's just on that block a little longer, and so he misses it. Where a linebacker skates to the action of the play, just uses his eyes. So a little bit of just late getting there. Backside guard pulls around, does a really nice job on this play side end, knocks him down inside. Okay, so you can kind of see what's happening. Again, you've pulled. He's reached the end here, going to take him back this way. Really good job by Darrell Williams. Reese, who comboed up to that, what is, I guess, middle linebacker, but nobody's accounted for this guy, and he's the one who makes the play. The State had a missed opportunity here in the fourth quarter, a chance to score for a receiver route with a back involved, get it in the middle of the field, hit a guy in the end zone who then bobbles it, and that goes from touchdown to turnover just with one drop ball. You go back and kind of look at the route concept. Like I say, they're only rushing forward. It's against zone coverage, and so State gets all 5 guys out in the route. First thing is tight ends up and across the field in the middle, and they're going to underneath here, and then the backside is the vertical, so they're kind of playing off the middle of the field, seeing if they could get it, that touchdown thrown between those 2 safeties. So there comes the underneath, here goes the over top, and here comes your man. So it's kind of 3 levels in the middle of the field. Now, one thing that you didn't talk about a lot is you had tight end with a man covering him right in the middle, and the ball actually is thrown right at or over his head. Now, whether or not he's targeting the tight end or not, I don't know. I think, it's sometimes that's a tough deal for a receiver. You see the ball coming through 2 sets of hands, and then it's on you. Now, it's just not an excuse not to catch the ball, but it's not as clear a picture as you would think. And, I don't know for sure if he tipped the ball or not. I do know we know it gets on him, and he's going to say that he should have caught the football. But I think that's what kind of distracted the receiver. And you do those drills a lot in practice where you got to catch the ball coming through a set of hands. You see him, he's expecting the football, and something about it surprises him, gets him right there on the left shoulder. Got to catch that football, and certainly can't tip it up to a defender. All right, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you would, hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Radio Wyatt. So if you have a question about the videos, a comment, opinion, suggestion, all that kind of stuff, best place to hit me up, Instagram, Twitter, at Radio Wyatt. Thanks to Renaissance Bank for sponsoring these videos. The best bank in the South, hands down. They love SEC football. So hit them up and tell them I sent you. Best bank in the South, Renaissance Bank. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.